Like, I don't know him personally, but it just comes off as so arrogant. The idea that he thinks he can walk out here and trick us into thinking that he knows what he's talking about in the modern NFL. We hired 4 computer folk software. Stop it. If I'm a head coach who has other options, I am not going there no matter what type of control you give me. I can't trust that man to make these progressive decisions that are going to help us win.
But Nick, if I'm the owner, I can't trust that man to be my face in these kinds of moments, because the real criticism of Dave Gettleman...
But there's a difference between losing the press conference and not being good at the job.
Absolutely. But this, I'm not totally sure he's good at the job, but more importantly, he's not good at the press conference. And Mike, I know you've been in that role. I just don't understand how Dave Gettleman is belittling not only the fans, but more importantly, the media, especially in that market.
Well, I think to Ryan's point, Dave's really well thought of in scouting circles. He knows how to evaluate talent. And again, if they want to get a certain head coach, and everyone says it's going to be Matt Rule, he was there in 2012. And he has a lot of connections.
You better have Windows 11 because their software is important.
Analytics.
But with that said, there is an easy workaround, which is you can say to Matt Rule, look, you have final say on everything. We want you to work with Dave Gettleman. We can always reevaluate that. So the way they sequence this decisions, John Mara was very clear on Monday. Dave Gettleman's there. Dave Gettleman's in charge. So every coach knows that. I know you're shaking your head.
It's fine. It stresses me out because I'm going to start using that strategy where I just throw in buzzwords every now and then and people think I'm smart.
Wait, you do?
Gigabytes.
What do you
Binary code. Right. Computer folk.
But there is a workaround to still get the coach you want, but you have to give the coach everything. You have to give him the money, the years, the budget for assistants.
You know, the big man sitting to your right really doesn't buy anything you just said, right?
Well, you know, I've been here, right? So I've lived Gettleman and had to deal with him on the radio, circuit for the last 2 years, and he just double talks. He talks to you like he's the smartest man in the room. He sold us that Eli Manning still has something left. He took Saquon Barkley with the 2nd overall pick, and sold us as he's a yellow jacket guy, and that still remains to be seen. But he's a tremendous talent. But then just for a year later to still give him $23 million to take another quarterback to bench him after 4 years, 4 games is just. It's puzzling sometimes. It's some of the things that he says. And really, he's good at really evaluating talent. What he's bad at is bringing in free agents. We talk about the relationship that he had with the veteran players in Carolina and that relationship. And we see some of that here with Odell Beckham. We see him, bringing in, saying he's, this is a young football team, then bringing in Golden Tate, then bringing in Ogletree Bethea, who's older than I am, coming in. It's like, what's the plan? They have no identity, and that falls right at the feet of him. But what's his saving grace? It's just like with Jerry Reese. It's the fact that he found the quarterback, and we all, teased him about the quarterback. But the quarterback looks like he can be a player. So that gave him another year. If I'm a head coach, I don't know if I want to come in knowing that I could be playing for or coaching for or working for another general manager in a short period of time because he's walking the line.
Mike, speak to that, because the idea is you say they can work around it, but the Maras, the Giants, they've outwardly committed to Gettleman. It's hard to walk that back.
Yeah, and Ryan, so at the end of the day, if I was representing coach, I'd say, look, there are no perfect jobs. There are no perfect situations. But if you believe in your ability, if you believe in Daniel Jones, there are some pieces here. Now, they did miss on Nate Solder. The offensive line still needs a lot of work. So, look, it's an opportunity. It's still being the head coach in the NFL of a New York team. So they will still get a good coach, even though it's not an ideal situation.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.